Yeah, it
There
will
you
be intense.
go. There you go.
Sorry about that. That was a technical glitch on my part once again, but at least I'm not hearing off the video.
We're definitely figuring things out as we go along. I still do not see it at my end. Waiting for Lex Paranormal.
It's now up on my side. Just let me know when it's
Is
up
it
on
up on
yours.
your side? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely up. So
Uh,
go ahead, yeah.
right. So sorry about that, everyone. Again, I messed up the technical side of things. I am learning, so don't worry. I'm sure next Sunday will be even more of a mistake. But again, welcome back to Through the Lens with myself, Lex. This is and Bryan from Huntaphobia, and it's a
Hi
pleasure to
guys.
have you again. I'm looking forward to today's show. So, Bryan, what was the other problems we've had today? Because it's not just my camera ethics. What else have we had?
Well, unfortunately, we did have a guest set up who had to cancel for family reasons. He had a family emergency. We hope everything is fine on his end. And if it's not, we wish him the best. But we were lucky to get somebody else. And I'm actually really excited about this guy coming on the show today. He's not only a great guy, but we've become very close as friends. And I'm really excited to have him on the show today.
Yeah, what an absolute blessing it was to us when you sent me the text saying like, "Oh, we've lost Bill," and I was like, "Oh, please, 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 have a straight away. You're don't worry, we're fine." So thank you so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
for getting
we're fine.
filling in.
Um, I did reach out to him late last night, or early this morning. He did read it this morning, and he did say, "Yeah, I'm in," and that was great. I'm glad he was able to put some time aside today for us and our show, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. So we'll get on to our special guest a little bit later on. So to kickstart the show, I think we should talk about Bryan. You've got some new stuff coming forward. We touched on it lightly before. Would you Are you able to go into more details yet of what we can expect from Huntaphobia in the next few months?
Um, I'm not sure what you're talking. No, I know what you're talking about. Um, Well, as if you are on Twitter or if you're on Facebook and if you're on Instagram and you're following me, then you will see that I am part of the Paraflix family. Um, Now, I've had a couple of people ask me, "Well, you're going to still be putting videos up on YouTube?" And I said yes to that. I will be. The videos that I will be putting up will be the shorter version of the actual full version going up onto Paraflix. But for example, the video that went up on Friday was an 18-minute video. The actual real video will probably be about 40 minutes long. So I'm really, really excited, and I'm hoping within the next month or so that I might get somebody on from Paraflix in the management side to get on the show to speak about Paraflix. And I think that will be great. So I'm hoping actually the CEO will be on with us. She's a great person. And I'm really, really looking forward towards the future with Paraflix.
It'd be great if we can get the CEO on. I mean, I've heard a lot of Paraflix just through your Twitter alone. And is it Beyond the Veil who's moved over as well?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
seeing quite a fair
And
few.
the Nightmare Project has moved over too, and I'm sure some people in the room today have seen it. I did my first attempt on creating something through editing, and I have to be honest, it took me about 4 days to do it for a 2.5 minute video. And the first time I did it, I was doing it, and I thought, okay, well, I'm really things are really working out here, and it's looking really good. And all of a sudden, I touched something, and it was like, okay, what the frig did I just touch? And I had to start over again.
I think
So
sometimes a trailer is harder to make than an actual video sometimes.
yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, it turned out really nice, and Paraflix was very happy with it. And Nightmare Project and Beyond the Veil that were in the trailer also, we're very very happy about it. So at the end of the day, it worked out. So
That's right. It got a really good reception
you
from
know
what I've
what?
seen online.
I have to be really honest. I am looking horrible. I'm looking like I'm just smoked like 4 joints. My eyes are like really closed. What the hell is going on? Jesus. That's hilarious.
That's just
Anyways,
that's a physical toll of what making a trailer does to somebody. It drains you.
you know what's funny though? When I was doing the trailer, it took me 4 days, but when I was doing the actual video that went up on Friday night, it took me only a day and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's mad. I mean, I'm pretty good at trailers. I mean, I mess around on that kind of stuff quite a lot anyway, so I'm used to them. So coming in brand new, you've done a really good job on it. I really enjoyed it.
I was
So
lucky. Yeah, I had a couple of people. Tell me a few things, and how to do it, and I took their advice and I put it into that, and it turned out. It turned out nice. Turned out really nice.
it
So
did. It's definitely
yeah,
piquing the interest for what's to come on Paraflix. Like I said, I know about it just through you, and I'm now really excited after seeing that little trailer. It
yeah.
does make it look really good, so I'm looking forward to the launch. And do we have a date for the launch of Paraflix yet? I can't remember if they've put it out yet.
There's no actual date yet, but as far as I know, it's I think they're calling it a soft launch at the end
Yeah,
of March, and then I don't know when the actual full launch will be, but I think it's smart to do a soft launch just to see where they're going. And there's a lot of people, a lot of groups, and it's just not about paranormal either. They're going to be having talk shows. They're going to be having live shows, and of course, they're going to be live tape shows. But there's still going to be stuff on there, and it's going to be great. It's going to be
yeah.
really, really good. Yeah.
Oh, don't know what happened
Oh,
to me there. Hold
what
on,
happened
hold on.
there?
I don't. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. Yeah.
That's just a temporary. Technology is just not my friend.
No, no, no. And I still see you're having problems with your camera. What are
Yeah.
you on right now? Are you on
I'm
Wi-Fi or data?
I'm on
Or
Wi
sorry, Wi-Fi? Yeah, Wi-Fi.
because now I'm using a webcam app to use my phone to project to the
Ah,
computer.
okay.
It's a whole
Ah,
ordeal. It is coming though. There will be a better camera coming.
okay,
It's,
okay.
I'm praying. I've been looking around.
Yeah, okay. Great.
Oh
Oh, there you go again.
no! What is going on?
Now that is, I think that's StreamYard. I don't think that's you.
Yeah, because that's the only thing open on my phone is this. So
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't like the fact that I'm joking around about breaking the camera. Maybe they're annoyed at me.
maybe.
Anywho, let's move on. So we'll
Yeah.
leave my tech glitches in the back. Uh, so have you got anything else you want to share with us today on your side, Brian?
Um, no, not really, other than the Paraflix and the video that I released on, Friday that, the abandoned church was that place was crazy, and the responses I got on the SB7, that has to be the clearest responses that I've ever gotten on the SB7, and it was like, "Hello." I can't recall how many lows hellos there were. I think there was, like, 8 or 9, and then I asked the question,
Yeah, there was quite a few.
that question I asked was, "Did you attend this church?" And 3 different voices came out and said, "No, no way," and then another "no." And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. But other than
Jesus,
that,
the SB7
there's
seems to be really
really
good.
nothing. Yeah, and you know what, when before we came on here, I was thinking about this, the K2. I am finding that a lot more people are getting hits off the K2 than more in the
Yeah,
past.
I don't.
Do you
Yeah, I don't
think
know what's
there's
going on.
something in the air? Do you think it's something in the air? Do you think it's something flowing, like an energy of some type flowing through the air that's causing the K2 to go off? Because lately, my K2 is going off a lot more than it did in the past.
I mean, potentially there could be. I mean, I've got mine here, so
Yeah.
uh, I mean, I've only used mine three videos, I think. So the one that's coming out on Monday, the Investigation of Strawberry Hill was the first time I used it, and then I think I've only used it one other time to practice. So I haven't personally noticed it. However, the video that comes out on Monday is the most active I've ever seen this.
Mm.
So you might be right. I mean, I might have to just leave it running.
Well,
Just,
it's funny because when I was bringing out that church, when I filmed that church video, the abandoned church, obviously it wasn't on the video, but it's in the video later on.
yeah,
The amount of K2 hits that we were getting in that church was unbelievable. Now, keeping in mind that some people think that the K2 will set off with power around and stuff. Like, look, it's going off now,
it's
and
hitting, it's going nuts. Yeah,
yeah. So there was nothing electrical in the abandoned church at all. No lights were on. It was dark as hell in that church. The only
yeah.
reason why it looks so lit up is because the light on top of my camera is really, really bright.
Mm.
But I don't know what it is. Everybody seems to be getting K2 spikes. I was watching something last night, live last night, and his spikes were incredible on the K2. It's almost like there's something going on in the air.
It's either that or it's like there's a spirit who's celebrating hardcore and it's global.
I
But I
don't
don't
get
know.
it. I don't get it. But because when I first started investigating with the K2 back last May, I was hardly getting any. I might get a few spikes here and there and stuff like that. But in the last 2 or 3 months, it's been going crazy, absolutely crazy. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I'll look into it to see if there's any. I mean, if there's a disturbance of electromagnetic fields, it's going to be recorded by government somewhere. No.
You would think, but taking a look at, okay, well, let's look at one place, Suicide Forest.
Mm.
Like the energy that comes out of that place is absolutely insane. And
Yeah, it's outrageous.
they're actually connecting because some people might not know this in the room, but people fly miles to go to this forest and kill themselves.
Mm.
Now, somebody brought it to my attention. It might be something in the air. It might be like an energy that's a vortex or something that's going up in the air that's bringing these people to the forest. And I'm thinking the same thing is going on with the K2. Like,
100%.
why all of a sudden am I getting like outrageous spikes on the K2? Like, I can't figure it out. I was thinking about it last night, and I'm glad you asked me or to bring up, ask me that question about anything else that was going on. And I'm just stunned. But
There's definitely
other than
definitely
that,
something we should keep. Yeah, it's definitely something we should keep an eye on over the
yeah,
next few weeks. And obviously, we both own K2 meters. If any investigators in the room own K2 meters, let's do a test. Run it every day. Just record half an hour worth of results to see what you're getting, and let me and Bryan know on our Twitters if you're getting the same reactions from your K2 meters. I think it would be
mm,
good to hear from you guys if you're getting a lot of activity for no reason on it. Let us know, and we can try and find out if there is something to it.
yeah.
Uh,
So, what about
we'll ask
yourself?
that.
How was your week?
It's eventful, Bryan. It's I did a bad thing. For
Of
those who
course you did.
for the I did a bad
Of
thing.
course you did.
It's the luck of the English to do things stupidly, and I did something. We've all heard of these 3 a.m. games. Now, for anyone who's in the room who has me on subscribed to my channel, would know that I dropped a 3 a.m. game video last night, uh, and this is one of 3 parts, and it didn't go well, Bryan. It's I think we brought something into the house, and it went nuts, and yeah, it's
Oh,
been it's been eventful.
I told you that if you don't want to find out what's lurking in your home, don't do an investigation. You just don't do it. It's better to not
But
know than to know, obviously. So, but
it was just weird because
self-inflicted,
I'd
and
read about this.
self-inflicted. I'm not going to feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I take responsibility for it. I just need to deal with it. I've
Yeah.
got the K2 experiment video comes out on Monday, so you'll see the actual conversation we had with whatever's here, and then we have a proper investigation which we are still doing, and will be released on Friday, and hopefully we can
Mm,
say goodbye to it. And but since we did it, nothing bad's really gone off. Like my electrics still go a bit weird,
mm,
but nothing major. There's, like I said, I personally don't think we've got anything bad here. I think it's a child, um,
yeah.
and you'll see why on Monday night. But yeah, it's weird. I've never thought that these 3M challenges. I personally don't think there's a lot to them. I think you and me have spoken about this before, but let's look at the witching hour.
Mm,
I don't know. The veil is
yeah.
thinner at 3 a.m. Do I believe in that? No, but I do
Yeah.
think that we put a lot of people do believe in it, and that creates that power. And so I just didn't think this game would work, and it did. I'm quite glad it did. 'Cause it's given me lovely videos to put out, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's freaky that I've got to sleep in the same house
Well, it's
in
funny because
lockdown.
we were talking yesterday, and I told you that, I'm not a huge believer, and nor are you, when it comes to that 2 to 4 or 3 o'clock. The veil is much thinner. I think personally, if you're gonna have spirits, you're gonna have spirits. And, I just, I know everybody has their opinion on it, and me and you both have the same opinion when it comes to not really believing in it. And I think it's something that was started by somebody that said, you know what, maybe we should start talking about this, and maybe that will create some buzz. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence, and but I'm leaning towards more towards the fence or the side of the fence where I don't really believe in it, to be honest.
That's why I thought doing this game would be a good idea. Because I personally wanted to debunk the 3 a.m. challenge,
Yeah.
because some of them are outrageous. We have like the hide and seek with a you can get a doll to chase you at night. The Midnight Man, where you get followed room to room by something. The Red Book game, where you can speak through a book. So I just like I don't personally feel this. I just don't think there's any logic into why they would work, and that's why I
Yeah.
thought we'll do a video, we'll debunk it straight away because it's not going to work, and then something's happening here. So
No, I
it
do
might.
have I do have one question, or one thing to say about that, because I watched your video.
Mhm.
I would say at the end where it picked Margaret was a little bit weird out of that thick book.
That was very strange because I've
So is
never
it
even read that book.
coincidence or what's that?
So I've never even read that book. I actually asked my mum if she would give me a book. Didn't tell her what it's for, and then I was like, "I need you to come down and do this video with me." And we did it. Random book, and I was like, "Cool." The only thing I did was I opened it to a page in the middle, scrolled down to see if there was any like yes or no words in there, because obviously you can't
Mm,
get in and out of the game without them. There was a yes and a no, so I was like, "Yep, cool, happy with that." Close the book. The fact that my nan's name was in the book and my mum was asking about her
mm.
could be coincidence, but after what transpired after that, I personally feel like I think my mum managed to make contact with her mum. I think it was something different that was talking to me,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was
Well,
strange that and Nadine obviously getting locked in and out the game constantly was a bit weird.
it just didn't want her there
No,
or
she was happy
whatever
with
was going on. Yeah, well,
she
you know what?
didn't want to be there.
I'm actually kind of surprised she did it, to be honest.
Yeah. It took some convincing. She wasn't going to do it, then she was, then she wasn't, and then she was like, you know what? If your mum's doing it, I'm gonna do it. And I don't think it works. We'll have a go. And
Well, what I thought was great, not in that video, but your other video that you released this past week was your reaction video.
oh,
And
the top five, yeah.
the reaction over the top five from Nadine was great. And it was obviously the first time she was seeing it,
Yeah.
or did you show it to her before?
So we watched a different one before about ghosts caught on security cameras to show like the layout of how the video works. And I was like, right, let's go to the most recent and go four down. And we'll just pick that one. And so she'd never seen any of these clips before. She's now watched a few more of those videos since then, because she actually like Nuke gained a fan because of this video. So she was in shock. I think the best one of her reactions was either where the Chinese video of the ghost appearing when they come back from the window and it's behind her, or when that thing crawled in front of the lens, and she was horrified by that. I'm more used to them because I watch a lot of those of his videos, so
Yeah.
I'm used to the content. So I was like, okay, that's a bit freaky, but because she's never seen anything like it, it blew her mind.
Yeah. So then my question would be to you, to her, or to you. How is she when you go out on investigations? How is she?
she she's a lot more cautious. The investigation of Strawberry Hill House is probably the best one, where every time there was like twigs snapping, uh, footsteps being, or she thought she could hear people walking around, and we put this, but we couldn't hear them. The camera didn't hear them, so we were like, maybe it's just because it's really late at night. You're in a place you don't know if you're supposed to be here, and it's a scary setting. So she's very cautious on that side. Like she'll stay close to the window. She'll stay like close to the wall, so there's nothing that can get thrown or grab her. But she's good. Like she reacts quite well. So there was in that same house that she gets touched on the top of the head, and she's never had that before, and she freaked out a bit about that. And then obviously she stuck around for the rest of the investigation. She didn't want to
Yeah.
leave. She was just like, I don't want that to happen to me again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
So
she
what do
does
you
very
think
well.
we should? So what do you think we should bring on? We should bring on David,
Uh,
keep him in the green room a little bit longer. Make
I'm
him
looking in, I'm looking in through the screen, and I want to see. Does he want to come on now? Do you, David? Give me a sign. Do you want to come on the show now?
Well, let me introduce David.
Of course.
Let me introduce. Um, David was great. David filled in for the original guest. Me and David have become quite close over the last couple of months. His show on YouTube. He also has a podcast that I've been on a number of times called Our Haunted Lives, and he does have some exciting news to share with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that news. But David is a fantastic guy, and you guys go check out his channel, Our Haunted Lives, and you can also see him on, or his channel on, well, I guess his Twitter handle, right? He's on Twitter, he's on Facebook, and he's also on Instagram, and he just created a TikTok that you guys can go join also. So let's bring David on.
Let's bring him on. Everyone, please give a round of applause to David. Woo!
Hey, gentlemen, how are you?
David. Now, before we get started,
Okay.
I want to tell Lex to be very, very careful on what you say to David, because he is about 270 at 6'7".
Yeah. So
Yeah.
whew, look at that.
Did I put too much weight on you, David, or are you 230?
No, well, you actually make me sound lighter. I'm about 275.
Okay,
so
great.
And then and recently I just haven't weighed myself, being inside all the time, because you can ride the Peloton bike as much as you want, man. But guys like us, we need to burn more calories than 300 for a 45-minute ride. So thank you.
Exactly. So obviously, David, we know each other.
Yes.
And we've known each other over the last couple of months. Obviously, we met through YouTube and Twitter. And so I guess my first question I want to ask you, I've seen over the last couple of days that you have a surprise that you want to share. So why don't we start with that? Why don't you tell us what your surprise is?
So basically, first off, welcome to the Para Cave. It's still in the process of being completed, but I've got a few things going on here. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I have some really big news. I have signed with Paraflix, so I am going to be exclusively on Paraflix via a talk show, our Haunted Lives talk show. Christy and myself will be interviewing and meeting all the Paraflix creators, which is incredible. We're also going to be interviewing independent paranormal investigators, because I think the grassroots is really important, especially in the paranormal community. We're also going to be having, UFO enthusiasts on, cryptid hunters, everything that you want under the umbrella of the paranormal. And, I just want to ask everybody, just join us to discover the unexplained. Let's go on this journey together. I want it to be a great show. It's going to be serious, but I'm also going to have a little bit of comedy in there too. It's good to have a laugh.
Yeah,
definitely. You can't do it, but yeah, that's the big news. I'm super excited. I've been leaving hints on social media for about a week now. And today it was officially announced. I kind of got a little emotional when the trailer was released, this morning. And I was like, it's kind of like, if you're in a band and you hear like your first song. So it's a big step for our haunted lives. It's a big step for, myself and Christy. And it's a big step to be in the realm of Paraflix, man. I think it's going to be big. Yeah, so thanks for the opportunity.
No worries. They're actually saying that at one point, not obviously right off the bat, but somewhere down the road, that Paraflix will pass Netflix.
You never know. I mean, it's such a the stuff that we do with the paranormal. It's so all over everywhere of different streaming services. Here, there, the other thing. But to actually have it generalized and to get people who are into it and say, hey, come here, it's original content. Figure out who you like, watch everybody. I just think it's a brilliant idea. It really is. And I think people are going to jump on the bandwagon, and watch the stuff and, learn from the other investigators, learn from the other talk show hosts, learn from the other documentarians, learn from the films. It's a great place to be creative and to invite other people, meet other people, and just have a really great community. I'm really big into para-unity, of everybody working together. So I just think it's going to be a great opportunity for a lot of people, and especially if you're getting in on the ground floor with Paraflix, I think it's going to be some great opportunities. I really do.
And I'm glad you said that, because I'm actually trying to convince Lex to think about it, or at least consider it. Because I'll be honest with you, I've known Lex for about what has it got? It's got to be about 5 months, 6 months.
I think, if we met.
Yeah. Okay. And Lex, and we talked about this on last week's show. Even before Lex put up his first video, I was on board with him, because I knew right away when I looked at him that he was going to be an excellent paranormal investigator. And I want people to see his stuff. And
stuff's great. It's really good.
Right now, he's in a mix of 37 million other channels. Like, think about that for a minute. 37 million. So
it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, Lex.
You're basically killing yourself. And I know David mentioned this earlier before we came on live here, that you put in so much effort in your videos and editing and all those things, and you get 30 views.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough. It's tough. It really is. And I think Paraflix is offering us a platform where people are going to be able to see it. And I know I'm sitting here like boosting Paraflix like no tomorrow, but I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I am too.
And I'm trying to get Lex excited. And he's on the fence.
We'll work on him. We'll work on him.
You know what they say, Lex? Greener pastures on the other side of the road.
Yeah, come on.
You're going to have a book of these quotes written down one day, Bryan. The Huntaphobia collection of quotes. So I've heard 2 today. So don't shit on your own doorstep.
No, just thanks for the opportunity, and Bryan has a good point. So and Lex, your videos are incredible too. They're really, really good. So everybody's watching. I mean, they already check your stuff out, dude. But I mean, you're really talented, man. So
I do agree on the the terms of the work. Like a lot of YouTubers have editors, cameramen, production people that will go out and do it. I have none of that. I do it all by myself, and my other half obviously investigates stuff with me. But I edit every video, I edit every trailer, I market myself online, which I found out I'm pretty good at doing. I'm quite good on the social media platform. But I do agree. Part 1 of my new series is actually sitting on, I think, just over 30 views or just under, and compare that to the video I did the other day, which is my reaction video, which is sitting at almost 300 views.
Yeah.
And I had barely did any work for that one. So I do see the point of, like, I think it's taken me 14 hours to edit this series just for 2 parts. And only 30 people have seen it. So I do understand that. I just feel like, I think I said this to you as before, Bryan, once I've got the ability to go out and do investigation after investigation after investigation consistently on you, to be able to record it, because at the moment I can't, then I think that Paraflix would be a way forward for me once I know that I can give them the content that deserves to be on there with the other creators that are on there, which at the moment I don't have.
Yeah.
Your K2 is going crazy behind you, Lex.
Yeah. So that was going to be my next question, David.
Sure.
We were talking about this earlier. I don't know if you've heard or not, but we were talking about the K2 and how so many more people today are capturing so much more evidence on the K2 than, like, let's say when I started with the K2 back in May, that I might have been getting a few spikes here and there. But now, within the last couple of months, my K2 has been going crazy. Do you think there's any validity to the theory that I said?
Yeah. No, there is. And this happens about once every 100,000 years. The magnetic field of the Earth switches. Okay. So I think there's a lot of things going on with the the activity in the atmosphere. So basically what I'm saying, it switches. So obviously we think true north is here now. So it's actually switching. So north will be south in, some other odd years. Scientists are saying that it's going faster than it normally did. So I think there might be a factor in that, but I do agree with you with the activity, whether it be with, the little LED balls, the little K2 meter REM pods, things like that. The investigations that I've been involved with recently, everything is going off a lot more. So I don't know if it's just a ramping up of maybe something that's coming, or it could just be that we're in a really active spot. I mean, there are so many explanations when you go into EMF fields, or talking about REM pods, or the LED lights. So yeah, I don't know, Bryan, but I've noticed it also. And Lex, you had a great idea of when you were talking about, put it on for 15 minutes a day, record it, see what's going on. And we can get a base thing from different areas. Bryan, you're in Toronto. Lex, you're in England. I'm in North Carolina. I mean, we could possibly have everybody from each state, just saying, hey, this is what's going on today. And then Lex, you're over in England, and Bryan, you're in the Great White North. So yeah, I'm in. I'll do it. I'll send you a little clip every day. Or whatever. That's
good.
It'd be really good.
You have anything to ask David, Lex?
So I do have one thing in just a minute before we move on from the K2 stuff. If we said that obviously mine's going mad now, but move it here.
Nothing.
If I move it here.
Nothing.
Now, where is your Wi-Fi box? It's going off a little bit there.
Wi-Fi box over there.
Okay.
Down that way. So, but
is your phone by you? Is your phone by the K2
my phone's there?
That's right. Okay.
So this is really weird. And anywhere else, it stops. So
that's crazy.
So I think your monkey's alive. I think your monkey has something there.
Make sure.
If he starts swinging on his own, I'm moving out.
Monkey has black eyes. So
okay, so I will move forward, and
sure.
So the one question I did have for you, David, is I've checked you out over. Bryan's told me a lot about you. Okay. I've checked you out over the last few days. I wanted to know, like, what was your first experience in this, which got you into this? Like, you've come a long way since doing it. You got a lot coming. So what kicked it off?
I guess long story short, when I was younger, I was able to see auras, and this is when I was growing up. I was about like 5 or 6. I used to call them rainbows on people. Eventually, I mean, everybody kind of goes away from it and things like that. So I haven't lost the ability. I've just lost the ability to tap into it. I'm working with somebody to bring that ability to come back. So that was the first thing, and then just different things growing up of in the household, we grew up in a house in Philadelphia that was, from the 1700s. So different things, just like little knocks or something getting knocked off, I used to see my great grandmother. My grandmother was Polish, so my great grandmother, we used to call her Babcia, and hopefully I'm not butchering that, but that's what I used to call her. And my grandma used to show me pictures, and I'd say, "Oh, I see her all the time." And my grandma was like, "How do you see her? You never met her." I go, "Oh no, she's comes around all the time." So then I kind of got away from it, and then in Arizona, I kind of got back into it a little bit, but it was really clicky, and it's right when the shows started and things like that and started getting really popular. So a lot of the people who were doing it didn't really want to get new people in and things like that because they were just kind of hanger-ons and things like that. Went to Oregon, did a few things up there. Was able to investigate the Shanghai tunnels and a few different places, and then came here. And here is, I mean, North Carolina is so great. I mean, you've got Civil War sites, you've got, old abandoned places everywhere throughout the state. Just last night I was at a place called the Devil's Tramping Ground. It's one of the top 10 places, haunted places in North Carolina. So yeah, I mean, that's how I got started. It was just, it's just one of those things of you're just drawn to it somehow. And you kind of put it off for a little bit. You kind of put it off and you read a little bit about it, or you watch a show and go, you know what? Why don't I just press play and go do this and get some experience and work with some people and make friends and things like that and go from there. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, it did. So I find, and I don't know if Bryan agrees with me, but like hearing the origin story of what got us into this, because they're so different for everybody. And that's what fascinates me. I mean, I don't know if you've seen my video, David, where I explained my first one.
Okay.
Came out a few weeks, about a month or so ago, and I spoke about, and I'm going on a podcast in a couple of weeks in March to talk about this as well in more detail. But when I released mine, I thought that everyone had the same sort of experience. And then the more I ask it, and this is probably going to be a question I ask every guest as standard, because everyone's origin story is so different, and it fascinates how many different ways that people were touched by it.
It is. It's a basic question that you need to ask everybody, and it just lets you know where you can go with your guest or where you can't go with your guest and things like that. Okay, so David seems like he kind of sees auras. So let's talk about auras, or he does investigations too of just different ways you can go. So yeah, and plus you get to know the person. You get to know their experiences. I mean, because these experiences that we experience with paranormal investigations are very, very personal. And that's what people really don't get a lot of times of when you investigate. Because I've had people like, well, do you see apparitions, when you're doing stuff? And I go, every time and every person that goes with me, they have a different experience than I do. We can possibly see the K2, and it might be going off. And I might take a picture and see something, or they might see something different or hear something different when it's going off. So it's just, it's very personal. And when you ask people about it, if they just say, well, I just saw it on TV and I started, that's cool. But there's got to be a little bit more in there somewhere. Let's peel the onion back and find out. So
yeah, I agree.
I think you have to pull at that string of why they believe it, really, don't you? Because if you're a non-believer, you wouldn't host a paranormal show, I don't think. I mean, I've got as I call him, I've got what I call a resident skeptic on my show who comes to every location with me, and every time we've done it, he's that much closer to believing it.
Sure, yeah.
He experiences it, and I think that's really good. But can you imagine like a paranormal show hosted by someone who completely doesn't believe in it? It would be so weird.
Well, I got one for you. Yeah. I got one for you. That one of my editors that I had in the past, he didn't believe in the paranormal. but he was editing my videos.
I hope he did a good job. We can't put
Well,
this in
no,
here.
he did a good job. He did a great job. That was the fly one. That
Oh yeah. That's great. That's a
So
great
I don't
story.
know if you saw the live that we did a live the other. I was on David's show the other day. I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we were talking about knapsacks, carrying knapsacks, and I was talking about an investigation that I did. Well, actually, it happens on every
I'm gonna
investigation that
cry.
I do.
It's so funny.
I'm so worried about my bag. I'm so
I
worried
know.
about everything's going properly. Every single investigation, my fly is down.
Why? And he said, and he went to the editor, and the editor was calling him, going, "What do you want me to do?" Because he caught this great EVP, a Class A EVP, but there he is being shot from waist down, and his flies down. It's just so funny,
man.
dude. It's so funny.
Yeah, I take I take so much time when I go on investigations. Like, I will film myself as I am in the shot, and then I'll go back and have a look at it, and I'm like, right, let's not stand like that.
Yeah, can't do it.
My cheeks. I wouldn't be able to do it. That's amazing.
It's great.
Dude, great. I'm telling you right now, every single video,
so funny, dude.
My fly is down, and I don't know why. It's like it's the weirdest thing. But I like in a couple of videos you'll see it, but we tried to edit that out. Well,
they put the big blur on it.
What is going on down there?
What's going on?
Let's not make it too obvious.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Get the egg, just put on the eggplant and just leave it there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh my god.
Oh
jeez.
You
know what, David? I'm actually interested to find out what happened this past weekend. Now, if you don't know, and I don't think Lex does, or maybe he does, that you were on the search for the what?
Oh, this weekend? The Mothman?
The Mothman.
No, that's coming up mid-February. This weekend. No, this weekend I went to the Devil's Tramping Ground here in North Carolina. And that actually went really well. So I've been there twice already. And I've got a little bit of footage, but I've kind of got a little thing going on, a little bit of a love affair with this place, because during the day it's not ominous at all, man. It's just this like little field where nothing grows and things like that. And I went back last night, and it was eerie AF, dude. It was scary. So what I did is I kind of made a circle with my LED balls, had my K2 going off, and then I had my thermal going on one of my other cameras, and then one of my camera coming on. The LED balls started going off right away. I started walking around with the dowsing rods, and I did it the same the day before. There was this one spot where it seemed like somebody left an offering there. And so there was a lollipop, and it looked like a Welch's pack of, kind of like little kid gummies or whatever. And I was walking around, and it led me back there each time and crossed the dowsing rods right over that. I did it again last night. Did the same thing, and I did it twice last night and came back to that same spot. So there's really something there. I don't know what's there. I don't want to get into the urban legend of or believing in the urban legend of this is a Devil's Tramping Ground. But I do know there's something there. A couple of universities here in North Carolina have done samples on the soil, and it is known as a sterile soil. So nothing will grow in that area, which is really weird because everything else around it are these lush and beautiful forests. So I'm going to be going back. I'm going to be going back again. When I was filming last night, a few people showed up, and we had some really good conversations and things like that, and actually made a contact to go to Western North Carolina to investigate a few things like in Asheville and stuff like that, which was great. But the 13th, 14th, and 15th of February, I will be going to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, to investigate the Mothman. And I am so excited about that. It's going to be a 3-day investigation. myself, Christy, Jennifer, and Channing. Channing has an in, so I'm going to be able to get into the TNT bunkers that are there. Heating up my thermal to have that going and watching if there's anything going around. I've put in a call to the curator or director of the Mothman Museum. I would love to do an interview with him to get some more insight about the Mothman. Going to be doing, I want to take a walk on the Silver Bridge. That's the bridge that collapsed in 1967. Unfortunately, I think 30 plus people perished, and that's when the Mothman was seen in Point Pleasant. He has been seen in varying times around there also, and I even think he's been seen over in England, Lex, and I'm not sure about up in Canada or anything like that. But there has been some reports around of where he has been seen. But I am, I'm amusingly scared and excited about this because it's just one of those things of, this whole town, is kind of known for this. So I want to talk to people. I want to find out about it. It's going to be incredible. So yeah. And I will be filming, and it will be. Will
you put that up on YouTube?
No, I will put it up on Powerflix.
Okay, great. So do you have any more questions for David, Lex?
Well, I think looking at the time, that's probably not from me. If you have anything you want to ask, Bryan.
Well, you know what, David, I want to thank you for coming on our show today. If you have now, see, things have changed with you. I knew where you were before and where you were on Twitter and YouTube and all the. So I'm going to let you plug yourself. And where everybody can find you.
So I'm still on all platforms of social media minus YouTube. I've kind of gone away with that. So if you just look at Our Haunted Lives on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I think that's all of them. On that, I will be going there. Like I said, I'm exclusively going to Paraflix now. So I really want to thank all of the people who took time to follow me on YouTube. I'm not saying that I'm completely done with YouTube. I might do some stuff on there, but I just feel I have a better opportunity with Powerflix. I want to give a shout out to my co-host, Christy Grissom, who's awesome. And just everybody make sure to listen to the podcast I do also. The podcast will not be exclusive. The podcast will still be on, anywhere that you get your podcast or steal them from, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, things like that. And that's at Our Haunted Lives also. If you would, please leave a 5-star review for us, because then we can kind of get some sponsors. And everything goes back into Our Haunted Lives. I'm not taking any money for myself. It's for equipment and for trips that we do go on. So yeah, I just really want to thank you guys for having me on, and it's awesome. Lex, you're an awesome investigator. Keep it up. Bryan, you're okay. I guess I'll watch your stuff.
I just look at myself in the mirror here. I just felt all of a sudden I went from up here.
No, Bryan is awesome also. We kind of joke like this back and forth. But thank you guys. I really, really, really appreciate it. And stay tuned and check out, see what's going on with Our Haunted Lives. We got that talk show coming up. We're going to be interviewing some great people. So Paraflix.
Yeah, and it's going to be all awesome stuff. It really, really is. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your stuff. Again, I really, really want to thank you for filling in today.
For sure, man.
I knew I could count on you. And
saved our life a
you
bit.
saved us. And
no problem,
other than that, have a fantastic day. And again, guys, watch out for Our Haunted Lives.
And just before you go, David, before we let you go, I do, because we've got 10 minutes left, I want to touch on something quickly with Bryan. Randonautica, the app. Do you think it's paranormal?
No.
That's one for no. Brilliant.
No, I think it's a YouTube creation that was conspired by the YouTubers to make everybody try to go for it. I don't know. That was just a joke. I've tried it, and it sent me to my neighbor's backyard. So
Wonderful. So I think we are going to postpone the Randonautica chat till I think next week, just because we're running out of time here, and it's going to be a bit of a segment. But that's why I wanted to ask, because I am keeping record of what everyone says and see where the general consensus falls. So that is David, Bryan, and me that don't think it works for paranormal stuff. So that's fine. But this, we'll see what other people say. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, David.
Take care.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Word.
Lovely. So that was, thank you to David for coming onto the show.
You know what?
Great guy. Great guy.
I can't say enough about David. David is an absolutely amazing individual. And like I said earlier, before he came on, I've gotten to know David over the last couple of months. And he's invited me up to North Carolina to do some investigations. And once all this crap settles down, then maybe I will find my way gaining up there. But other than that, he's a fantastic guy. He's going to do amazing things on Paraflix. He really, really is. I believe that. And he's got the voice. His voice is amazing. He's definitely got the voice.
He does have the voice. Very good.
Yeah.
I need to start making I'm going to make a presenter voice for myself. Let me try. Hang on.
Well,
welcome back.
Yeah.
Paranormal.
Actually, that's pretty good. Actually, that was good. That wasn't bad. That was really.
Well, thank you, Bryan. Oh God.
No, I don't even know.
Oh man.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, the interview went on a little bit longer than we anticipated because we wanted to get to the Rondo. But if you want to continue that next week, we can do that next week.
Yeah, I think because what will be good as well next week when we have our next guest on, they can give their piece on it, and then that means we've got us two, David, and the guest next week, and that's a four people that have spoke about it. So we'll definitely get back up. Obviously, the interview went a little bit longer, but that was it's a guest that we weren't expecting to have on today, and I think overall that was a great little chat.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what's going on with you coming up? I know you talked about it a little bit before. You got some videos coming out. What's going on with your lockdown? Is it going to be released? You can get out there to investigate.
There is
what's going on?
Still no word on it. It changes all the time. So I don't. I think at the end of the week there's another announcement being done. But again, the last time they said it would be spring or March, and then they came on the week later and they said it'll be the summer. So we 100% have no idea. And I'm really hoping it is going to be a lot sooner than what they're predicting now. But then there's apparently some EU argument about the vaccine. So obviously with Brexit and everything, we're not part of that anymore. So
seems that this vaccine has been they brought it out really quickly, but it seems like they didn't have enough of it because we're having that problem in Canada. And but other than that, we will talk about the Randonautica stuff next week. I want to say thank you for you, Lex. I'm glad it was on your channel this week. It got the stress off me, and but then now the stress is going to be back on me for next week's show. So I want to thank everybody that came in today, and I will let you say something, Lex, about that.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to those who joined us in the room today. I've had the chat up on the side here, so I can see that you are talking to me. I have seen us. One of you has said that you are going to join us on the K2 experiment, and just let me know how that goes. So thank you for that, and please stick around every week. Come back and visit us, and if you do want to be part of the show, email me or email Bryan. I can't remember your email off by heart, but I will leave mine. Mine is paranormal666@gmail.com if you'd like us to talk to you on the show, or if not, hit us up on Twitter. And I've seen a fair few of your guys' content that's in the room today. So if you want to be part of it, if you want to come on, spread some news, spread your stuff, let us know.
Yeah. Can I just say one shout out to one person that's in the room right now?
I know who it's going to be as well.
Channy, Channy, I put that up on Twitter the other day. So I love her stuff. I love her stuff. You know what? That intro of hers is absolutely.
It's a really good intro. It's
I
a
just
great
love
intro.
everything about it. And honestly, I want to thank everybody that came in the room today. Thank you for coming and checking us out. I want to say again, thank you to David. And I will end with this, like I did last week. Don't let yesterday use up today.
Very well
That's all I
said.
got
And
to
I'll
say.
say, and I'll say this for everyone around the world who's watched the video or watching on the replay: stay safe, stay strong, stay spooky, and see you next Sunday as we come back. Thank you. This has been Through the Lens. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye, guys.